All right, welcome to the first episode of Digital Talks with Avinash. I have with me Akshat, who's my business co-founder, my digital marketing freelance partner, and also a very dear friend. Hi Akshat, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great, Avinash. Very excited to be a part of this interview, and it's great to see you.
Likewise, likewise. So I'll be asking you a bunch
Yeah,
of questions. I hope you are prepared for it.
sure.
All right. So I'll begin with the digital, as you are a digital marketer yourself, I'll start asking you digital marketing questions. So tell us, how did you start your digital marketing journey?
So it was like 5 years back when I was interning with a company named as Social Media Factory. So I was just working as an intern there, and that's when I started my digital marketing journey. And then I did a couple of more internships, and then I was very keen in learning more. So I kind of started working, and I got more interested in social media management. And now we are finally here in 2022 with our own website. We're
Right.
planning to do big things. So yeah, that's how
I
I started.
agree. So the conversation is around productivity. So great to know
Yeah.
that. So I've heard this thing from my parents, okay, that early birds are more productive than night owls. Speaking of which, are you an early bird or a night owl?
I think I'm an early bird. I wake up like by 7:30, and then I have to rush to the gym. So I think it's very important that you do a couple of challenging things in the morning so that it gives you a kick for the entire day and that helps you stay productive. So my aim is to basically do at least one challenging thing in the morning, which is mostly exercise. So that kind of makes me more motivated to, pull off a long day or do any difficult task in the entire day, be it technical stuff, be it communication, be it clients or anything.
Rightly said. So I might just need a little bit of motivation from you because I'm a night owl.
Sure.
So speaking of motivation, what are the small things that keeps you motivated through your digital marketing journey? For example, in my case, it's always my mentor, okay, who keeps always keeps me motivated through his journey. I read about his journey and then I get motivated to follow the similar path. What about you?
For me, it's the response that I get on my work. Okay, be it from my bosses or from my audience or from my co-founder. Um, Also, the small technical things that I'm able to solve every now and then, the small challenges that we keep on facing, and then we come out with one or the other way to resolve it. The designing part, as I'm always very interested in designing.
Right.
Okay, so these things are always motivating me. Okay, to keep going and going. Of course, communication is also very important. So the fact that I like to and I want to improve my communication skills with clients or with my partners or with my colleagues also helps me to stay motivated, that I'm not just in the technical part. I can also pull off when it comes to communicating my strategies. So everything, every single thing that I am able to do well motivates me. And if I'm not able to do something, then that becomes a challenge. So that's again a motivation for me.
That's great. That's great. So, like, the entire world is in the middle of a big pandemic. So,
Yeah.
did the ongoing pandemic impact your digital marketing plans for your business or like clients in any way? It can be positive or negative.
I think for me it has been positive. Okay, it has impacted in a positive way because now I'm more focused on taking things digital for my clients, and at the same time I've understood that this is one thing which is no longer an option. It's mandatory. You have to be digital now, no matter how uh, how good or bad you are with other things. Going digital is of prime importance now. So I think it's made me more positive that when you do things online, when you do digital marketing for a few months, when you do it consistently, you get results, because I've seen people getting results in this. So now it's not something that only an expert or very intelligent person can do. See, there's nothing that only an intelligent person can do. If we do things consistently, we will get our results. So I think it's been very positive for me.
That's rightly said. Consistency is the key. So even if you write
Yeah.
2 blog posts a month, at the start, it is more than enough. That is what I believe in. What about you?
For me, the more number of posts, I would be happier because it's not about 2 posts or 4 posts. It's about doing a lot of work and then getting a response. Okay, so if I have the capacity to write 10 articles in a month, I would do it. For me, it's all about more. You do more work, you get quick results. You fail fast, you get quick results. So there's no limit to the work that we can pull off in a month. Okay,
Fair
as
enough.
long as we are there, we're passionate about it, and I think I'm very passionate about certain things.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're passionate, there's no limit. Okay, you can even write 10, you can even write more than that. It all depends on how passionate you are and how much time you have. Of course, other things, if there are other factors, it can be it can make sense to write less articles. Okay, so let's say if you're preparing for other things or if you have some other work simultaneously, then it is understood that you're writing 2 or 3 articles. But yeah, even 2 articles can give a great response if they're written well and with the right keywords.
So you and I started digital marketing 2 years ago, right? Some people might have
Yeah,
started digital marketing 10 years back. So do you think
yeah.
there has been a change in the digital marketing field right from where it started to where it is right now?
Of course, there has been a huge change. Be it the social media stuff, be it the Google stuff, because earlier you must be aware that articles were working really well. Now every people have reduced their attention spans, so videos have become more uh, prominent. Okay, people prefer to watch videos now. After a few years, you may see people watching short bites, not even a 1 minute video, because
Right.
people are constantly reducing the attention span. Then you'll see people only searching on Google with audio or with a voice note for things that they really need to search, and they don't have if they don't have time, if they are busy. But people are getting busier in their day-to-day lives, so the amount of time they have is very less, so their attention spans have become less. So that is the reason digital marketing has evolved in the form of methods and in the form of channels and everything.
Exactly, Akshat. That's I absolutely agree with you. The attention span of the audience is like decreasing day by day. But
Yeah,
again, if you create like an interesting content which is like useful to your audience, it they
uh,
might have that
correct one.
capacity of giving you attention for a longer period of time. Speaking of attention, I was just going through LinkedIn the other day. I came across your LinkedIn profile. I see you have completed your post graduation degree in business management. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, that's
I
right.
want to know if the degree has helped you in any way going forward in your career. If like someone asks you a review about the degree from that particular institute, what will be your answer?
Two things: team management skills, networking. These are the two things and two most important things which I've learned in my business management. It's not more about the subjects, it's not more about the exams, it's more about how many people I've made contacts with. It's more about how well can I work with team, with different people, everyone having different ideas, everyone having different perspectives. So that is what I've learned in business management, and that is what I'm really happy about, because the maximum and the most amazing contacts that I've built have been in the last 2 to 3 years, and some of them have been from these business management batches. Okay, so I think that's the best benefit that I've received from business management.
That's right. So, like, we are almost at the end of the first session, which are the digital marketing questions. So, this is the second last question. Do you like you are aware of what is happening in the IT sector? A lot of people have joined in, and it is like become overcrowded. So, do you
Yeah.
think digital marketing will be another career option where people will tend to make it more overcrowded?
Yeah, I think, but again, it's more about uh, how many people can be creative in real time? See, it's not a difficult thing to learn digital marketing by doing a course or something. But ultimately, people have having creative and instinctive skills, they will stand out. So no matter how many people get into this industry, the success ratio always remains at 10%. Okay, where if you are very creative, if you can handle things in real time, you become a champion, and that's for every industry. So yeah, every industry has become crowded as the population increases. People are getting into digital marketing. Yeah.
So I believe like in digital marketing or any kind of a career option in that matter, if you have a project and if you show results to a company, they are like born to hire you.
Yeah, that is also what I believe. It's always about the results, but more than that, it's about the results which we can provide for that particular client. So let's
Yes,
say if I have got results for an educational institution, and if I am targeting a hotel brand, I need to tell them, I need to convince them what results I can get for them. Then they may give me a chance. And if they give me a chance, I have to grab it with both hands and I have to give them results in the first few months. That's when they'll stick to me. So it's not more about the past results. Yes, past results matter, but it's more about your strategies that they think would work. Okay, in a very practical sense. For that, of course, it's something that they will be taking a chance with in the first few months. But if you get that chance, you just go with it and you just, make sure that you provide them with good results.
that's right. So this is the last question. Like if you had to explain digital marketing in a one-liner to a naive person, what it would it be?
Mm-hmm. I think it would be convenience. It would be marketing at your fingertips, or it would be convenient marketing. So for somebody who's not very well versed with digital marketing, I would just tell that person that this is something that can be done from your home, from your laptop. So it's much better to do this from the comfort of your home rather than spend hours and hours outside of your home. Okay, maybe that person would understand that okay, this is a much more convenient option to work to execute the digital marketing. At the same time, it's more convenient for the audience because most people are on the internet. Most people are not in the market right now. 90% of the people is on internet always, 24/7. So yeah,
That's right. So that's the end of the first session, Akshat. So I hope you enjoyed the first session. So the
yeah, I think it
second,
was great.
yes, thank you. So the second session is a conversation on Ek Sweet Home between the two co-founders. So
Yeah, and I'm
like
glad.
so as an interviewer, I would like to know more about the idea, which I already know, but let's just make it more conversational. So this is the
Okay.
first question. How did you get the idea for Ek Sweet Home? Where did it all
So
started?
basically, it started all when I realized that a lot of people are buying homes in the pandemic because that was the only investment people could make. Okay. Uh, and that's when I decided to do something that talks about homes, that talks about everything you have in home. Okay. It talks about all the products and services that can be used after you buy a home. Slowly, when I discussed my idea with experts, they told me that this could be done, but you can opt for a much better model. So I decided to talk about homes when people are away from their homes. Okay. So that's when the idea of X Sweet Home was born. So it's simple. We can have this tagline also, a home when you're away from your home. I think it sounds
Yes,
great.
I think it sounds great. I think it sounds great.
I just made it up right now. Okay. So
So let's just note it down somewhere. So we have an awesome tagline as of now.
yeah, thank you so much.
All right. So speaking of about a business idea, right? The most parents, most family members want their children to get a stable job, get into government jobs. So how did your family react when you told them about this idea?
So my family members were like, you have a few months to, kind of work on this. You decide for yourself. If things are working well for you, you go ahead with it. At the same time, of course, my parents were also worried about me having a job or something like that. But then it's more about me thinking big and not just staying in a secured environment. I want to kind of think big. I want to see my potential. whether I can actually make things work without a job through a website which I have created from scratch. Oh, sorry, which we've created from scratch,
Yeah.
and
Right.
everything that we will do, okay, with
Yeah,
and or with all the experience that we have, we'll try and gain more experience. I want to see how things work for us. I want to see how much results we can get.
that's right,
And yes,
Akshat.
once we start seeing visible results, of course we can grow. So yeah, it's more about thinking big. That's it.
Yes, I'm glad to be a part of this project along with you.
Thank you so much. That
So,
means a lot to me.
speaking about villas and holidays, are you a frequent traveler? And if yes, which is your go-to place? Like, which place would you prefer to go to? It can
So
be
yeah, I'm a
domestic, it
frequent
can be
traveler.
international.
Yeah. So I am a frequent traveler, okay, but since the last 1 year, 1.5 years, I haven't been able to travel much. But if I get a chance, I would travel to, to North India. There are many beautiful places there. I would want to visit to Shimla or, places in the south. I think there are more beautiful places in South Kerala or, beaches. So the best place that I really want to travel as soon as possible is Shimla.
Shimla, that's a great option, Akshat.
Yeah,
So this is when like we started like a month back, as you know. So before that,
yes,
we were working with an organization in that matter. So while
yeah.
you started this Ek Sweet Home website, how did you manage your priorities between your work and like managing your own website? Did you have like some kind of difficulty at the beginning?
So yeah, there was a little difficulty because work has always has deadlines. Okay, so but again, I had to make my own schedule. I had to manage both the things. At some point, my own website did get affected, as in I was not able to execute things before. Like whatever what things I wanted to execute at that time, it took me a little time to execute those things. But can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can. But your video is stuck for some reason.
Wait. Let me.
So Akshat, I'm so sorry. I think there was a network disruption. So,
Okay,
nevertheless,
okay. No.
let us just continue with the interview. So, I was asking, how did you balance your priorities when you are working and then you decided to start your own website?
So I was kind of finding it difficult to work on my own website when I had a job. But then it was, I could not execute my website when I was working with an institution. So it kind of it was difficult. But then I finally decided to quit and work on my website because I wanted to do something with it. So it was difficult to balance, but I somehow managed it for a few months. That's it.
Great. It's like always difficult to balance it at the start, but as you like become more familiar with it, like it gets easier basically.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yeah.
speaking of like easier, what have you enjoyed the most with the thought of having your own company? What is like the thing which like brings happiness within yourself?
I think it's more about me creating my own strategies for the clients and to not work under a particular boss and do things which I don't have confidence in. Basically, it's more about the confidence that I get, which makes me happy. It's more about me controlling the entire work and everything. Me taking complete control of my work. So, yeah.
Right. Controlling is like a biggest factor. And if automation is involved, it becomes even more easier. Speaking of automation, I am learning automation in like the coming days. So I just wanted to ask, will automation be beneficial for X Suite Home in any kind of way, marketing automation?
Yeah, it would be because the more number of people who would want to book a place from our website, the more automation we will require, I think. So automation will be very important for us, but uh, with time,
Right.
after a few months maybe. Yeah.
So this is like the second last question in this part. So it's
Yeah,
not like a clueless thing that we are both somewhere planning to settle abroad. That's right, in the
yeah,
next like 1 or 2 years. So any chances of Egg Sweet Home targeting international markets in the near future?
yeah, mostly, but would not. We'll have to kind of figure it out how that thing would work. But yeah, if I had the chance, I think I would love to do that as well. So hopefully, the more our startup grows, the more locations we range to. Yeah,
That's right. I'm like looking forward to it, buddy.
sure. Even I'm
So
looking forward to it.
where would like according to you, where would you like to see Egg Sweet Home business in the next 10 years? Like would you like it to be the next Make My Trip or anything like that?
Yeah, certainly. Somewhere competing with a portal like Make My Trip, or kind of being distinguished as a competitor, being distinguished as a portal from other sites. Okay, I don't want to develop something very similar to what's already been developed. I'm just trying to create a different identity here, and I think I'm looking at XSuite Home in the next 10 years as a portal that people would prefer instead of Make My Trip. At the same time, along with Make My Trip also. Okay.
That's
So it's something that people would want to go, even if they're going on Make My Trip, they would love to come to our website and book a place that they're not able to find anywhere else. Yeah.
that's great, Akshat. Like I'm like looking forward to contribute a huge part in it. So that's it. Like we have almost come at the end of like the interview. So this is the last topic. Okay. In this topic, I'll be asking you 10 quirky questions and
Yeah.
you have to answer them like using your creativity. It can be like take
Okay.
your own time, not a problem. So
Yeah. Yeah.
let us start with the first question. Like the first question is, what are your favorite songs from your teenage years that you still enjoy listening to?
All is well. Uh, क्यों चलती है हवा वो क्यों चलता है पवन एक पल का जीना एंड डिस्को दीवाने.
All right, that's like sounds fantastic. Like we all were huge fans of the songs, especially when the younger generation, when we grew up watching the Hrithik Roshan movies or the Shah Rukh Khan movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, the second question is, what is the grossiest food you ever had to eat to be polite? I'm sure there is a lot of scenario where our parents just force down the food in our throats, and we have to eat it no matter what.
So in our religion, there are 8 days in Paryushan where we cannot eat anything outside. Okay, where we cannot eat outside food, where we cannot eat green vegetables. That's the time I had to once eat khichdi, which was not tasty at all. It was very pathetic with its taste. But then we have to follow that because it's a religion. So yeah,
Yeah.
that that's the worst tasting food I would say, not the grossiest, but
All right, that's great. So the third question is, which or Disney or cartoon character were you afraid of as a kid?
afraid of. I would say Shinchan.
Shinchan. Okay.
To I don't know. I was just a little scared of watching Shinchan because it had things that no other cartoon would have. I mean,
So I
yeah,
remember when I was a kid, there used to be this serial on Sony Entertainment Television called Art. It had like now when I go back and see it on YouTube, it had like lame stories, lame like ghost appearing out of
main
nowhere. But back then I was
main
like
script.
really afraid of them.
Yeah, right. Even I used to watch these horror shows. Even though I was afraid of it, was enjoyable. So this Ahat, फिर कोई है.
Yes.
There are many such shows which we were always scared to watch when we were alone. But then if we had some company, we would always switch on to that channel and watch that. But again, yeah, as you said, it had lame scripts, it had lame storylines, it had pathetic humor, I mean,
Yes.
pathetic horror. Okay, so now if you go on YouTube and watch that, we just end up laughing at ourselves.
I
Okay,
know, right?
earlier, back then, we were scared. Yeah.
So the next question is, what is the worst thing that you ever did as a kid and got away with it? My part was I rang a doorbell of any random person and I just used to run away. They would never notice.
Okay, so I've done that also, but one of the most mischievous thing which we used to do when we were in school, I had a friend. We both used to, kind of hang around in lunch break, and whoever used to play cricket or football, if we are not playing with them, we used to kind of push them, okay, and then just apologize, and then run away. So that was the thing. Like whenever we saw them, we used to purposely push them, and then when they used to get angry, we were like, "Sorry, sorry," and then we used to run away. So we did that for fun because we were not playing with them. We had our own ways to have fun. So
Let's just hope that kid doesn't watch this interview or else he'll like come hunting for us.
yeah, let's hope for it.
So the next is a very interesting question. What part of elementary school would you hope it would be in the adult life? For example, nap time,
The lunch break.
lunch break. Yes, I was
The
hoping for the
lunch break.
same.
It's the best thing that has ever happened, and of course the holidays. In fact, the best part about school is the summer vacation because
Yes,
we don't have to go
exactly.
to school. Now we don't have a summer vacation. We don't have those cricket and sports in the building during summers. We do have mangoes. I always cherish mangoes because that is something that I've really become fond of since I was a child, because that's the best memory for me about a summer vacation. It's the mangoes and the cricket after having those mangoes. The cricket has gone, the mangoes are still there. I hope people don't stop producing mangoes because I'll be the first person who'll get annoyed with it. I'll be like, ah, because I can stop eating anything, but I can't stop eating mangoes during summer. I think that's the only thing I live for the entire.
Now
It's
I'm
the only
craving for
fruit.
mangoes.
I love it. I can eat as many as you can say. I can just have all the time.
All right, this like was a very interesting answer, Akshat. Thank you very much for it. And the next question is like we all have instances where we are sent to boarding school or we have to go for an industrial visit where we have to travel a lot. So do you,
Mm-hmm.
and during that travel we have to stay in a room with a bunch of homies, right? So
Mm.
do you have any crazy roommate stories?
Yeah. So I went to Pune with one of my roommates. Okay. This was during the IV trip. We both were staying at his house. Okay, because we didn't want to go and stay at a hotel, so we just asked for permission. And at his, it was not his house; it was his aunt's house. Okay, so even she was there. They had their own children. Okay, now I'm a pure vegetarian, and I don't like people eating chicken around me because it kind of makes me uncomfortable. So they didn't know that I'm a vegetarian. My friend knew it, but his aunt and their children didn't know. So they ordered chicken. Now they were expecting me to have chicken with them because I was shy. So I didn't tell them what I'm going to have. So they were asking me now they were asking me what I'll have for dinner. So I just told them I want paneer. Now there was no way we could get paneer in that area. There was no way we could get any veg food. We somehow managed to get paneer. I was having paneer. Besides me, all of them were having chicken. The smell of chicken, it just made me so uncomfortable. And that was the craziest part. Okay.
I
I
can
was
imagine. So
I could never even tell them. I could never tell them that don't eat chicken. It was their house. Could have thrown me out. So
So
yeah.
thanks for the disclaimer. Like I'll never order non-veg when I'm with you.
Oh, I didn't know that you eat non-veg, but that's
Yeah,
okay. Now
no
I'm
problem,
fine.
no
Now
problem.
I'm fine. I've got used to that smell because when I was in school, everyone around me used to have non-veg.
Okay, so we are almost at the end. So
Yeah.
there are always some words which we often struggle to pronounce as kids. What were the words you couldn't pronounce as kids, so you just made up a word of your own?
So when I was a kid, I had a speaking problem. Okay, I used to speak what we say totla in
Yes.
English. What do we call
Stammering.
that? I don't know. Stammering. So I used to pronounce certain words as T instead of K. I used to pronounce the letter T instead of K. So most of the words that I spoke till the time I was 7 years old was completely out of out of your dictionary, out of your syllabus. So my invented words. Okay, I invented them. Then I got the treatment done for to solve the stammering problem. I had to see a doctor for around a year. They made us play games, speaking games, speech games, and all that. Sometimes I still get confused with certain words because I don't get the pronunciation clearly. But there were many words like that.
All right, no problem. So
Yeah.
what is this is the next question. What is the weirdest thing you had for breakfast that is not a breakfast food? In my instant, it's Chinese, the leftover from yesterday's dinner.
For me, the worst thing that I have had in breakfast is upma. I
No,
think it's the
which
saddest.
is not a breakfast food.
It's not a breakfast food. I think parathas.
Parathas,
Parathas
okay.
from, yeah, the leftover parathas from day before. So that's the worst thing I've had. I think it's the saddest thing to have a bad and a poor breakfast. I think I like to have my breakfast tasty with peanut butter, with bread, with protein shake, with other bananas and all. I love that kind of breakfast. Other things, I find upma very sad. Okay, I think it's the saddest food item. You look at upma's color; it is never
And
happy. I just think it's the saddest thing. Moment you see upma, it's in front of you, it starts crying. This is what I feel about upma. So I hate it.
that's right.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm one of the persons like who doesn't differentiate between a breakfast, what is lunch, I eat whatever food. But like since a couple of days, I'm like into gymming, so I have to follow a
Yeah.
structured diet.
Yeah. For
So
me, the color matters. Color of the food matters a lot. If the color is sad, I'm going out. I'm out of it. Yeah.
all right. So this is
You're
the
saying
second.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was saying I'm the person who doesn't differentiate between the cuisines of the food. I eat anything at any time, but since like a couple of weeks that has stopped.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the second last question of this interview. It's like, what was your favorite item of clothing as a kid? Like it can be a hoodie, it can be trousers, it can be shorts, anything.
So I had this blue jacket, and I used to love it. I used to wear it all the time, even though it was not winters. It was, no matter what season it is, I wear it. Okay, I still wear it. Yeah. Only thing is the jacket has changed now. But as a kid, I used to love this one jacket and a T-shirt with an orange color T-shirt. So that used to be like my uniform. Like I used to wear it every alternate day, just because I had that attachment with that T-shirt.
All right,
So
that's
yeah.
great. Like till now, I used to think like I am the only person who likes wearing a jacket during even during the summer season because that type of an attire is my favorite and I just can't keep it away.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this is the last
Yeah.
question of this interview for tonight. What's the
Yeah. Yeah.
one thing we could do to improve our virtual meetings, like in the COVID scenario? What would companies do to improve the virtual meetings?
Fix a schedule that is fine with everybody, because when you're in the office, you don't have to fix a schedule for meetings. But when everyone is at home, you need to make sure that each team member is fine with the time decided for the meeting. That is something you need to do before you decide, before you make the meeting live. Okay. And the timing should not always be based on the manager's preference. It has to be based on each and every person's preference. So you just post in the group once, like you just ask each and every member to post the suitable timings, or if that becomes too tedious, you give 5 batch timings, okay, to all the employees. The batch that receives the maximum number of votes, you go with those 1 or 2 batches for the meeting, so that you ensure that maximum people are okay attending the meeting. Okay, it's not that they will not attend the meeting. Even if they're not okay, they will attend, but then you have to think about the employees. You have to think about their time, because they are working from home, so you got to help them manage their time. This is what a manager should do. Okay, second thing is, make sure that each and every employee, if the person does not have a laptop or an internet connection, it is the company's responsibility to provide them with a laptop or an internet connection, as long as they're working from home. You can't expect each and every employee to have their own laptop or their own internet connection. Even if they have, it may not it may not work properly. You can't expect superb internet connection from all your employees. So if you want all of them to be present in the meeting throughout the meeting, and you make sure that you make arrangements for that. Yeah, and that's it.
So that's rightly said, Akshat. So every company should take up the responsibility to provide the employees with the convenience that they cannot have. So which is
True.
much needed at the hour.
Right, right.
All right. So this is the end of the interview. So this is one thing. How would you rate this interview out of 5? Like 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. And what could I have done as an interviewer to improve it better?
I think the interview was perfect. Being very honest, I would give 5 out of 5, because I had a great time interacting with you. It was not just like an interview; it was more about me talking to an old friend. And of course, we have been friends for quite some time. We have been co-founders. So I think it was great. I would not even cut half a mark, or rate even less than
Thank
5.
you. Thank you so much,
Great.
Akshat. So yes,
Yeah,
that's it. Thank you so much for giving me time for this interview. And yes, have a
I'm
good,
always there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
have a great day ahead, Akshat. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Avinash. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah. Likewise.